Okay, so come to lie on your back comfortably. And make sure you don't have anything near you, touching you to distract you. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Slide your shoulder blades down the back. Lift the pelvis, tuck it, and come into a longer position for the spine. And we'll relax here for several breaths, closing the eyes and softening the jaw. And just notice the breath moving into the belly. And exhale slowly. Inhale, filling up the bottom of the lungs, let the belly rise. Exhale slowly, draw the navel toward the spine. Inhale, filling up. Exhale slowly. Inhale, again, filling up. And exhale, draw the navel toward the spine. So we're going to try Kapalabhati breath lying down, which is very different than seated. So basically, you're going to take a short breath in and a contracted breath out. So it looks like this. Let's give that a try. Let's just do 3, okay? So inhale, short breath, and exhale suddenly, and contract the abdomen. Release, inhale, and contract. And release, inhale, and contract. One more, inhale, contract. Okay, so let's just take a deep breath and release. And another deep breath and release. We're going to do that again, but we're going to try 10 pumps. So inhale part way and exhale, 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 exhale. One more and release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale. We're going to try that one more time. 10 pumps. Inhaling part way and exhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, lifting the chest slightly as you fill up. Exhale, press the low back to the mat. Good. Inhale, release. Chest comes up, low back lifts. Exhale, press it all down to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press it down. Again, inhale, pulling the bottom ribs off the mat. Exhale, press every vertebra down and then bend the knees, put the feet on the floor and take a couple of breaths. Okay, so we're going to inhale fully, and then as we exhale, we're going to press down into our feet, lift our hips, come all the way up. Exhale, coming down. So you're kind of exhaling all the way up and all the way down. So it's a long exhale, inhale. Exhale, pushing into the feet. Coming down. Inhale. Exhale, push into the feet, tuck the pelvis, lift. Still exhaling. Inhale. Exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips. Still exhaling as you come down. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to stay up here, take a deep breath, bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, press into the feet and lift. Deep breaths. And release slowly. Bring the legs up toward the ceiling. We're going to flex the feet and separate the toes. And then point the toes. Flex and separate. And point. And flex. And point. Good circles with the ankles. Big circles. And circles the other way. And then we'll come into happy baby, grabbing the feet, pulling the knees toward the armpits. Deep breaths here. Okay, then we're going to part the legs wide. So keep the hands on the insides of the legs, open them up, take a few deep breaths. Okay, good. Bring the knees to the chest. We're going to press the legs away and we're going to resist with the abdominal muscles. So exhale, push, but don't let the legs go. Inhale, release. Exhale, push. Don't let them go anywhere. Inhale, release. Exhale, push. Inhale, release. And push, don't let the legs go. And release. Again, pushing the legs. Push, 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 push. And release. Again, pushing. And release one more time, pushing as hard as you can. Push, 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 push. And hug the knees in. And then we'll extend the legs, hands to the floor. We're going to lift the pelvis up and down, up and down, up. So we're not swinging the legs like this. We're just sending the feet to the ceiling. So we're using these lower abdominals. Keep going, breathe. Good. A few more. Okay, we're going into plow. Swing those legs up over the head. Shimmy the shoulders underneath your back. Hands onto your back. Keep the weight in the elbows. Face up with the head so that you're not turning the neck and stretching one side more than the other. Let's just take some deep breaths. Don't worry about how far down your legs go. Let's bring the legs up, coming into shoulder stand, holding the back with the hands, squeezing the butt slightly. Relax the jaw and the feet. Okay, lowering the legs, hands to the floor. Use your arms and your abs to keep you from rolling out quickly. Grab the knees, pull them in, and then place the feet on the floor with the knees still bent. And we just sway the knees a little bit from one side to the other. All right, so from here we're going to rock and roll. We're going to hug the knees and come all the way up and all the way back, all the way up, all the way back. Keep the back rounded as you do it. And then we're gonna come into little boat. So the legs are up and the arms are up and we're breathing. Deep breaths. Relax the shoulders, lift the chest. And then swing the arms to one side. And then the other. And swing them over to the other side again. And the other. And then hug the knees in close and maybe straighten the legs out even more. And if you find balance here, just bring your hands out in front of you. Keep breathing. Okay, good. I'm gonna come sit in a cross-legged position. I like to sit on something that's a little more comfortable for my spine. So from here, we're gonna do a little bit of warm up for the wrists and the shoulders, bringing the hands together. Let's roll the wrists. Good. And the other way. And then stretching the arms out in front, tucking the thumbs in, wrapping the fingers. We're gonna roll the wrists. Everybody needs this with all our computer use. And then go the other way. Great, we're gonna pull all the fingers back on one hand, including the thumb. Take a deep breath. And switch. And then shake them out. Bring the arms up over the head, interlace the fingers, and just lift. Lift, lift, lift. We're gonna bend to one side. And then the other side. And then we'll pull one elbow toward the top of the head, deep breaths. The other elbow toward the top of the head. And then finally interlace the fingers behind the back, stretch the arms back and up and open the chest. Just take about 3 deep breaths here. And release. Okay, so we're gonna come onto the hands and the knees. If you have sensitive knees, you may want to put a blanket under your knees. I like to start with a little cat and cow with the spine, so we'll inhale and look up, arching the back. Exhale, round the back, curl the spine. Inhale, arch, looking up. Exhale, round. Inhale and looking up. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, arch, looking up. Then exhale, round. And then we're just going to make all kinds of movements. So just sort of pretend you're floating in the water and you have the ability to undulate your spine however you feel like. There's no limitations. Making circles, bending sideways, and then come back to neutral. Press the tops of the feet into the floor, reach the right arm forward and the left leg back. Lifting up, good, breathe, and bring it down. Inhale, switch and lift, good, keep breathing, and then push out of that right shoulder so you're not sinking in. And bring it down. Again, switch and lift. Push out of that left shoulder. And down. And switch and lift. Great. Down. Let's just do a little bit for the butt because it's not something we do too often and I think we might need to. So let's bring the right leg out to the side and we'll lift, lift, lift. Lift. Keep going, breathe. It's going to hurt, but ignore it. Breathe. Breathe. Keep going. Breathe. Great, and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now bring your knee back and your foot up. Flex your foot, you're gonna kick the ceiling, up, up, up. Keep breathing, up, up. Extend that leg. Good. And then we're gonna hold it up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it down. Same thing on the other side. So you're gonna bring the left leg up. Keep breathing, lift, 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 and breathe. It's already gonna hurt on the side because both sides work even when you only lift one leg. So that's why you feel it more here right now. Keep going, breathe, 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 good. And hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the knee behind you and kick up, good. Breathe, push the leg up to the ceiling, good. Keep going, keep going. We're almost there. And push and hold and breathe, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it down. Let's just come back into a brief child's pose just to give those glutes a moment of rest. And then we'll come back up onto the hands and the knees, turn the toes under, sit back on the feet just for a moment. Don't move your hands, just take about 3 deep breaths. And then push into downward facing dog, lifting the hips, sending the heels to the floor. Deep breaths. And then we're just going to swing forward into plank. Holding plank. Breathing. And then back into downward dog. Good, and then forward into plank. And back into downward dog. We'll do this one more time. Inhale forward and keep breathing. And downward dog. And then from here, we'll step the right foot forward. So some of you may want to bring your knees down first and then step forward. If not, just bring your right foot forward, coming into lunge, taking deep breaths. Let those hips sink toward the floor. Almost there. I'm going to step back into plank, holding plank. And we're going to exhale lower however you wish. I'll show you the smooth, easy way. Knees arching the back. Bring your belly down. Squeeze the elbows toward the body as they bend and come down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. And then we'll step the left foot forward, coming into lunge. Chest reaches forward, deep breaths. Okay, we're going to step forward into standing forward bend. Drop the head. And then take your time rounding your back, bending your knees, and slowly rolling up to stand. I'm going to stand in mountain for a moment, feeling the grounding through the legs. Right, so from our mountain, inhale, bring our hands together at the heart. Exhale. Inhale, reach up and back, just a little back bend. And exhale, fall forward. All the way down, drop the head. Right foot steps back, knee down. Swing the arms up as you swing the hips forward. And then hands down to the floor. We're stepping back into plank. So here you have the option to do plank from your knees like this, or from the toes. We'll get into side plank soon if you're up for it. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps, back knee down. Swing the hips forward and the arms up. Hands down. Step forward, drop the head. And then let's bend the knees and come into chair pose. Deeply bend. And then exhale, come to stand. Good. Inhale, exhale, hands at the heart. Inhale, reach up and back. Chest up. Exhale, fall forward. Head down. Left foot steps back. This time we're going to leave the left hand on the floor and reach back with the right hand. Deep breaths. If you're up for it, you can bend that back knee. Grab your foot just for a couple breaths. And release. We're going to step back into plank, still full body plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot now steps forward. Bring the back knee down. Right hand stays down. Reach back with the left hand. Deep breaths. Maybe bend that back knee. And release. Stepping forward. Drop the head. Bend the knees. Chair pose. And come to stand. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, right foot lifts toward the ceiling. You're going to try to find balance on your left foot for a moment. And then we're going to step that right foot back, coming into high lunge. So you really got to push into that left foot, not sink in, but push out. Good. And lift. Deep breaths. Good. Bring it back down. Stepping back. So we're going to come into, this is an option by the way. If you step your left foot forward slightly, come onto the right hand and lift the left hand for a moment. If you're shaky, come back into full plank. And then exhale, lower, all the way. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg reaches up and steps between the hands, coming into high lunge. So push into that right heel and lift the arms. Breathe. And then bring the hands down. Step forward, drop the head. Bend the knees, chair. Exhale, come to stand. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach up and back just a little bit. Exhale, fall forward. Left leg reaches up, finding balance on the right foot. Okay, then we're going to step that left foot back. Coming into high lunge, we're going to come into a twist. So you have to really press into that right foot, palms together. Bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press into the palms and twist. Deep breath. Maybe even open up here. Good, hands to the floor. Stepping back here, you have the option to do a left-sided plank. Bring the right foot forward. Come up onto the left arm, lifting the right arm. Of course, you can pile the legs if you like. Both hands to the ground. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Steps between the hands, coming into high lunge. Push into that left foot, lifting up, palms together. We're going to twist to the left now. Bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Push into the palms and twist. Hands to the floor, step forward, drop the head. Bend the knees, coming into chair. Exhale, come to stand. Just going to do one more flow round, and this time we're getting the warriors in. So, let's take a deep breath and get grounded again. One more. Inhale, bring the hands together at the heart. Exhale. Inhale, reach up and back. And exhale as you fall forward. We're going to step the right foot back and turn the heel down. And then we're going to open up into warrior two. And then bend that front knee. Push into the outer edge of that back foot, the straight leg. Push into that outer edge of the foot, gazing over the left hand fingers. Deep breaths. And then let's bring the forearm to the thigh, sweep the left arm way up over the ear. Long line, deep breaths. Keep bending that left knee. Okay, then we'll sweep into exalted warrior, lifting the chest. Nice, and then windmill the arms down, stepping back into the plank. Option to do right-sided plank, which means you're coming onto the right hand and lifting the left. This is only an option, you don't have to take it. Deep breaths. And then full body, exhale lower, inhale cobra or upward dog, exhale downward dog. Right leg reaches up, steps between the hands, turn the back heel down, windmill the arms up, like so. Okay, keep breathing, bend that front knee. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh, sweep your left arm way up over the ear. Long line on the left side, keep pushing into the outer edge of that back foot. And then exalted warrior. And then windmill the arms down. Step forward, drop the head. Bend the knees into chair pose. And exhale, come to stand. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, fall forward. We're going to step the left foot back and open up the foot so that it's at a 90-degree angle to the front foot, coming up into warrior two. But now we're going to straighten the front knee. And you're going to suck the legs together. So here I'm not, and here I am. This is suction, I'm pulling them in, and then I'm drawing the navel to the spine and shifting the ribs over the right leg, and then tipping the arms vertically, and then rotating the chest upward. Breathe. Keep drawing that navel toward the spine, and then reach that left arm long over the ear. Good, and then bring that left hand to the floor, either in front of the foot, you might need your block here, or to the outside of the foot. And then you're going to lift the right arm, keep that back foot down, deep breaths as you twist into revolved triangle. Okay, bring both hands down, turn the back heel up, flex the front foot, drop the head. Then we'll step back into plank. Here you have the option to do a left-sided plank. If you like, bring the right foot forward, coming up onto the left arm. Deep breaths. And then coming down all the way. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. And then we're going to lift the left leg, step it between, turn the back heel down, and then coming up into warrior two again. Okay, now straighten the front leg, squeeze the legs together, draw the navel toward the spine, shift the ribs over the left thigh, come into a vertical position with the arms and rotate the chest up. Don't forget to squeeze the legs together. Breathe. And then maybe reach that right arm way up over the ear. And then you can bring that right hand to the floor in front or to the outside of that left foot. And then lift the left arm. Breathe. Bring the hands down, turn the back heel up, straighten the front knee, flex the foot, drop the head. And then we'll step into standing forward bend, dropping the head. And then bending the knees deeply, coming into chair pose. Exhale, come to stand. Okay, so let's play with some standing postures for balance. So we're going to try to do 3 poses on the same foot. Now, if you find that challenging, that's fine. You just put your foot down every so often whenever you need to. Tree's the easiest of them, so it's nice to finish with that one. And I think eagle personally is one of the hardest. If you're on a very cushiony surface, if you could step onto something that's less cushiony, that might be helpful for your balance. Okay, so we're going to pick up the right foot, bend the left knee, wrap the right knee over the left. Now you could put your toes down here, or you can hook it around your standing leg. And then you're going to bring your left arm on top of your right arm, wrap them at the elbow. Good, breathe. See if you can sit a bit lower. Great. Now you're going to come up. Don't put your foot down if possible. Send that foot back, coming into warrior 3. Hands can be wherever you like. Back to the heart or in front. Breathe. Okay, coming up. Bring that right foot up against the standing leg below or above the knee, but not on the knee. Hands together at the heart. Maybe you can reach the arms up. Keep your eyes steady on a single focal point. Very good. Slowly coming down, stepping back into mountain. Okay, so now we're going to shift onto the right foot, bend the right knee, cross the left knee over the right knee, either putting the toes to the floor or wrapping around the leg. And now you're going to cross the right arm over the left, hooking the arms and then sitting back into this pose. It's like a chair, but you're all wound up. All right, there we go. Deep breaths. Okay, good. Now we're going to try to go back into warrior three. Send that left foot back. Try to stay in a straight line with that leg. Good. Coming back up, bring that left foot to the standing leg, below or above the knee. Press the foot to the leg and the leg to the foot. Press the hands together. Eyes steady in a single focal point. And then maybe you can raise the arms. Very good. Keep breathing. It's constant adjustments that foot and ankle have to make to keep your balance here. Okay, great. Coming down. All right, so we're going to make our way down onto the mat the hard way, rising up onto the toes, bending the knees, coming down, part way or all the way, coming back up, rising up onto the toes. Again, bending the knees, coming down, rising up onto the toes. And then one last time, coming down and rolling out onto your back. Relax for a few breaths. So I have a fun challenge for you. We're going to bring the arms over the head and bring the feet together, coming into a pencil position. You're actually squeezing the hands together and squeezing the feet together, lifting them both off the floor about an inch or two, and then rolling to your right side. And then relaxing down for a moment. So this is going to be harder than we think, but fun at the same time. So we're going to start by lifting the top leg about a foot, then lift the top arm, then lift the bottom leg, and then the bottom arm. And breathe, 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 and roll out, either onto your belly or onto your back. And take a breath. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Palms together, feet together, lifting them up, squeezing them, and then rolling without touching your feet to the floor to your left side. And then relax down. And then we'll lift the top leg, the top arm, and the bottom leg, and the bottom arm. Okay, and then coming down. Hug the knees to the chest. We're actually going to come up to do a pigeon. So whichever way you want to come out, coming up. You come onto the hands and the knees. You might need a block handy. And we're going to bring the right knee toward the right wrist and then slide the right foot a little closer to the left wrist, sliding that left foot back. Now some of you up here may want to have some support. It's helpful to have support because there's a resistance into the pose if you're elevated for fear of injury. So when you're supported, you're more likely to relax. So this knee has to be comfortable. If your foot is way up here and your knee is not comfortable, slide it back a little bit more. Of course, we do want to be able to have that shin almost parallel to the top of the mat. This really opens up over here, but little by little, and knees are very delicate, so make sure we're not pushing past their limit. Deep breaths, lifting the chest. You can come down onto your forearms at this point if you like. This is an option. It's not really one that I usually take, but today I'm going to. And then we'll just breathe here for about a minute. And then we'll slowly make our way up. You can push back into a child's pose or a downward dog. We aren't going to be here long, so just slowly drag that right foot back, and then whatever you decide, child's pose or downward dog, take a deep breath here, maybe 2 or 3. And then come back to your hands and your knees, and we're going to slide the left knee toward the left wrist and the left foot toward the right wrist, and slide that right leg back. Now, block could be handy under the left hip if you're really elevated here. And we're going to push up and lift the chest and take deep breaths. If you like, you can come down onto your forearms. This changes the intensity in the front hip. When we're upright, we have both hips being affected because of the weight of the upper body coming down. So we got a lot more opening up in the right hip flexor. When we come forward, it's really more about the left outer edge of the hip and into the IT band. And so it just depends on what you need or want right now. We'll be here for about a minute, breathing deeply. we'll slowly make our way up. And let's do a child's pose this time. So sliding that left leg back, bringing the knees to the mat. We're going to get a little comfortable here. So part the knees a little if you like. You can have the arms out in front or in behind. And we're just going to be here for about a minute or a minute and a half, breathing deeply. Take 3 more deep breaths. Take your time pushing yourself up as you round your back. And then we're going to come right into Shavasana. So we're going to do a twist before we actually rest, but we're going to lie on our backs in Shavasana for a moment, taking a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the knees to the chest, give them a hug. Let them come over to the left side of the body, opening up the right arm. So you don't want the knees way down here. You want them quite up as in line with your hip. Let that right shoulder drop, breathing deeply. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then draw the navel to the spine, bring the knees back to the chest, hug them in. And then we'll lower the legs to the right, opening up the left arm, letting that left shoulder drop. Maybe supporting the top knee with the right hand if necessary or if it feels good. And then we'll do our best to let go through this twist, breathing into the back. Keep taking deep breaths. Let's take 2 more full breaths here. And then draw the navel to the spine, bring the knees directly to the chest, give them a hug. And then we're going to come into final relaxation. So you can do that with the feet on the floor and the knees bent and the knees dropping in while the feet are wide, or you can come into Shavasana. So whatever feels good for you right now. I'm going to take some long, deep breaths, filling up the belly. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the jaw. Soften the eyes in their sockets. And just focus on the breath, relaxing the body. Breathing deeply. And then let's take 3 more full breaths. And then bring the knees to the chest, give them a hug. You can rock your head a little bit from side to side here. And then we're going to roll over to one side. Use your arm to cradle your head. And just relax for a couple of breaths here. And then press down into your hand and push yourself up, letting your head hang. And rounding the back. And then coming to sit up. So we're going to finish with 3 ohms. Let's bring the hands together at the heart today, pressing the thumbs against the sternum and pressing the palms against each other, lifting up through the spine. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.